Hey y'all, what's up? In today's video, I just posted my first video back in a while, like 2 or 3 months, something like that. You know, my things that happen. I'll post a video, post another one like 3 or 4 days later, and then I'll be gone and not really showing any sign on any sort of social media at all. Like, shit, I just started being active again on Snap and fucking Instagram. And I used to post on Instagram at least once or twice a month with photos. I just posted on there for the first time since April 16th or something like that. But in today's video, we're going to be going over where I've been, future goals, and state of the channel. What's going to go on, what's happening currently, that sort of thing is what today's video is going to be discussing. And now that I think about it, I should not have y'all facing the TV. But my phone's on the charger and I can move the charger, but you know. Should I move the charger? I think I should. Sorry about the hand, but we're not going to do this. This is like my third fucking take for this bullshit. I wanted y'all to be able to see my nice car wall that I have with the Mustang here. It's a 67 or a 66 coupe or fastback. My bad. I'm sorry, I don't know Mustangs very well anymore. It's a custom car built by Bob Alloway. And then we got the Generations of Godzilla with the sticker where my finger is on top of Tuna No Crust. Shout out Paul Walker. And over there we got NGK spark plugs. And right there, 69 Dodge Daytona. Up there we got all sorts of different models, between the Hakasuka GTR to the MK4 Supra to the 427 SC Cobra to the 67 GT to the 56 F100, then to the Shelby Series 1 or whatever the fuck that thing's called, to the 2014 Aventador Coupe that y'all cannot see. Behind that we have my Fast and Furious DVDs. Fuck yeah, brother. Clutch plate from some sort of drag car. Got a wedding gift. I was a ring bearer at my uncle's wedding like 13 something years ago. Hi, David. And fucking monster hat that's signed by a lot of mechanics from Midwest Nationals. We'll be down there again this year. Come see me. Come say hi, bitch. But that's that. Over on this wall where the Dodge Daytona is like this too, I've got some Bears stuff, signed Brandon Marshall card, plaque of my favorite player from the Bears, Brown Urlacher, played 2000 to 2013, I believe, out of the state, or University of New Mexico or Arizona, something like that, number 54. And below the Urlacher is a BC Racing spanner wrench. And below that is a FFA Green Hand Award. Then next to that was my first year doing forestry for FFA, which was my sophomore year of high school. That is for district level. Actually, forgot to point something out right there. Where I'm pointing to is this past year's district level competition. We ended up being like 20th out of 23 or 24 teams. We didn't do very well this year. Whereas my first year, we ended up placing 14 or 13th or 14th out of almost 30 teams, I want to say. But we had some better people, and I really wasn't in it for my junior year because I was half-assedly having to coach the team and do all sorts of shit, so I wasn't really able to focus myself. But I'm making excuses. I didn't score very well. Still the highest scorer on the team, but not by much. So that's done. I'm no longer an FFA. Didn't take any ag classes in high school this year. That's how that is. I am actually in my senior year. I graduate in January. Gonna more than likely go into trucking after that since military didn't work out. I'll put out another video on that explaining everything that happened and timeline wise with the military. Probably the next video out if y'all want. But other than that, I said we were gonna talk about what's been going on with me. That was kind of just a mini room tour there. Kind of came out of nowhere, but that's how that is. The video that I just uploaded was about my new motorcycle that I picked up on, or not this Monday, but last Monday. Yeah, last week's Monday, like 13 days ago, something like that. No, not 13, 10 days ago, that's what it is. It's a 2023 Life in KP Mini 150. It's modified a little bit, you know. Gotta keep it extra spicy. I don't know if y'all knew, but the Accord popped its motor last September. It sent 2 piston rods and a main bearing to the moon. Transmission was on its way out because of how many burnouts I was doing in it. But that's how that is. So what was it, like, first thing was me, I guess. It's gonna be a long ass video if y'all don't watch. I don't give a fuck. I'm just putting this out here for me, I guess. But what's been going on with me? I was working a lot over the summer. That's why there was absolutely no uploads besides like maybe one voice of video. I don't know. There's that. Fuck. Can't really think of anything else I did this summer. Oh, I went and got my motorcycle license, but that's kind of given since I bought a bike, right? My dad and I went and spent a couple days down in St. Charles, which is a suburb or a subdivision, whatever the fuck you city folks call it, of St. Louis. About an hour and a half-ish north. I know it's mostly family watching. That's why I'm saying it. But that's how that went. Ended up passing ridden portion with 100% after never riding a motorcycle. You know, did pretty well. It was pretty simple actually. It was just a lot of clutch work. That's probably why I'm so good with feathering my clutch and doing all that sort of thing. Just shifting is my issue right now, I feel like. Even though I am getting that down now. Like, with that bike that I have, it's a 5-speed. First gear is fucking useless. It's a wheelie gear on that bike, and I'm not doing that sort of dumb shit yet. I've owned the bike for like 10 days. Something like that, I don't know. Or no, 9 days. And if y'all ever see me out in the streets of Hannibal, Missouri, sorry for the shaky camera work, but it's not a law in Missouri anymore to wear a helmet. But me being an experienced rider on the streets of the state of Missouri is kind of unrattling at points. And I would much rather have a brain bucket to save my head and my hearing, because that bike is loud, as y'all will hear if y'all watch the damn video. God damn it, boy! Sorry, but I'm just kind of in my room chilling. It's loud, especially on D-Cell, as y'all will obviously hear. Fucking watch the video, nerd. But that's how that is. I did, in March, I went and built a PC for editing and all of that. It's currently busted at the moment. I fucked up and bent the HDMI port on the PC itself. So I've got a $1,500 paperweight sitting on my floor, and then I got another like $300 paperweight sitting on my desk right now. I bought a Logitech G920 wheel with a shifter and all of that business. For sim racing, I told myself. No, it was just a fucking waste of money, is what it was. But that's how that is, you know, just kind of chilling, playing video games, doing some other shit that I won't name, riding my bike, going to school, going to work, making cha-ching, you know, trying to get by in this fucking knucking futz economy. But that's how that is. Goals that I have set for myself. So, goal number 1 is obviously graduate high school. I'd like my GPA to be higher, but I'm not really planning on going back to school after I get out. Maybe tech school. I've thought about going out to UTI's NASCAR program that they have out in the Carolinas. It's either, I want to say it's just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, where they teach you how to build different motors or racing motors and that sort of thing. Love to go out and learn. It's a 10 or 11 month program out on the East Coast. I kind of want to go out to the East Coast and experience that shit. Love to go up to like Boston and see all the sights out there while I'm living on East Coast if I do decide to go. But after high school, I'm going to get my CDL. I know that, because trucking right now is kind of big and have decent money in it. I've got a neighbor that makes about $150,000 a year. But my only issue is going to be my age with trucking. I turn 18, and Alexa, what is today's date?
Today is Wednesday, September 6th.
You heard the robot. I turn 18 in 2 weeks. Yeah. This is one of my favorite drinks right now. This is the Gold Peak green tea. It's a really good one. Been drinking a lot of Gatorade too recently. I'm trying to lean off soda as much as I can. But I've kind of replaced soda with Monster, and that don't really compute, does it? I mean, it's coffee, but, you know, it's still fucking 200 milligrams of caffeine in the morning, but I'm not a morning person, so I kind of need that sometimes. It's like, I get up at fucking 6 a.m., and I only get, like, at most 5.5, 6 hours of sleep. On a work night especially. Like, for example, my schedule that I was on this summer, I was working 2 to 10, 4 or 5 days a week. Bringing in half decent money for a 17-year-old. Able to buy a bike, or bought 2 actually. Bought my dad a boat for Father's Day, if that says anything. I know, rich people problems, but I'm not rich by any means. My fucking bank account just got emptied buying that bike, and it was only $1,900. But the boat was $500. Bought a little something else that I won't talk about because it's a little queer, but you know. And if I get hated on for doing that, fuck you. I mean it. You're gonna get mad at me for doing a little bitch type shit. I had a bike before that, or not bike, it was a scooter. It was a 2010 Honda Elite 110. It was a 108.5cc Honda. Probably why I'm so obsessed with Hondas. It's like past outside of the boat, and then there was a car that y'all didn't even fucking know about that I owned. I owned like an '08 or something, or another uh, Dodge Caliber. It's sat in my driveway. I don't actually have a real driver's license. All I have is a motorcycle license. Explain to me how that works. I can ride a motorcycle just fine, but I can't drive a car to save my fucking life. It's one of them situations where it's, hey, dipshit. Oh, you know what I fucking forgot to do like a dumbass? You know how I said my phone was on the charger? It's sitting on my desk in my handheld tripod. Not on the charger. Because I'm a dipshit. We're gonna do that now. Go over to my little charging area over here. Pull this. It's a 10-foot iPhone cord that I have. Unplug the PlayStation because the PC is broken. But that's how that goes sometimes, ain't it, boys? And girls, I should say, too. Sorry if you're a lady and I left you out of the picture. Don't want you to think I'm a sexist or whatever the fuck type of liberal bullshit you're on today. I know I'm throwing politics out there like a son bitch. Actually, there is one thing that I would like to do, but I want y'all's feedback on it. It's reacting to music. Like, there's that song Richmond, North of Richmond, that I'd love to fucking react to and give y'all my opinion on. No, it looks like I got a fucking half-ass mullet, but I promise you I don't. It's just that my side hair grows back real slow, and I cut it like once a month. But that's how that is. I really would like to react to some of my favorite songs and just show y'all what type of music I'm into. Maybe I'll drop the Spotify link to my playlist so y'all can do your stalker bullshit and do what y'all do best. Dig into people on the internet. But I would really like to react to Richmond, North of Richmond by Oliver Anthony. That name for him is actually a tribute name to his grandfather, who always thought his name was Anthony Oliver, not Oliver Anthony. Kind of cool. Might have done a lot of homework on this guy because I really like him and I like his message that he puts out. Like his song, 90-some Chevy, it's a love song to his wife, I believe. Then there's I Want to Go Home. That one is a killer. And then there's obviously Richmond, North of Richmond. If y'all haven't heard the song, go listen to it. It speaks a lot about what the blue-collar class is going through right now. And my buddy and I at my job joke around like, hey, you're a dirty little rich kid. Like, motherfucker, no, I'm not. I may have the posters on the wall. I may have all of this shit. But I'm living in my parents' house with a motorcycle that's not fucking paid off. All I had to my name a week and a half ago was $1,000 and a half a paycheck, basically. So like $1,200 or $1,300 total to my name and a fucking scooter, and that's it. I mean, granted, most of my shit in here, like the tripod y'all are in, the desk y'all are sitting on, a bunch of shit in this room is mine, but as far as liquid or valuable assets, I don't have any. That's simple as that. Like, I'm 17. There's no way, oh, no. Dirty little rich kid. I'm not pissed off at you, Tom. I swear to God. I'm just explaining the situation. But it's one of them type situations where it's, you gotta be a realist in that situation. Now we're on to, I want to say something, I might have said it earlier, but some of my long-term goals I was granting as I do in conversation. Um, outside of graduating from high school, that's obviously one. I actually did just check off a list or a goal of mine that I had set just for here or now. I told myself whenever my dad and I did the motorcycle course, the MSF course down in St. Charles, that I would like to be on a somewhat bigger bike by the end of this year's riding season, which I achieved. It may not be the 600 like I wanted to have, but it's a bike. It's an actual bike. It's clutched. I know that doesn't fucking say anything. Like, oh, he's complaining that he didn't have a clutch. Like, motherfucker, you spend 2 days strictly on a motorcycle. You come back home and you tell me how it is to ride an automatic scooter. Like, that's how it was. And that thing really wasn't that fast, too. I'm like, I want a little more power, baby. Shout out James Pumphrey for that. That's how I was. I was like, dude, I'm kind of getting fed up. That scooter would only do 35, 40 miles an hour. 45 if I was like on it and had a fucking 152, 300 yards to fucking ring, ding, 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 ding down the street. That type shit, you know? It would get up to 10, 15, 20 mile an hour. Like that. But after that, you were like, oh, I'm doing 30, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 yards. Oh, look, I'm doing 35 or 40, something like that. 100 yards more. Oh, look, 45 miles an hour. Holy shit. Woohoo, kid, you did it! Now it's like, on that new bike, fucking do highway speeds on it. But am I? Oh, fuck no. You look at that bike once and you're like, huh? Think I'll do fucking 80? What the fuck? That's how I was whenever I bought it. And I'm like, you're fucking shitting me, dipshit. Not calling you a dipshit, Tanner. Trust me. I'm like, holy fuck! Type. I know, I'm being all sorts of wacky right now, but this is my first time sitting in front of a camera, and God knows how long, and I'm just ranting. But outside of the school and checking off buying an actual motorcycle for this summer, next goal is buying a car. I know I had that kind of backwards. Like, why in the fuck would you buy a motorcycle and then a car, not a car then a motorcycle? But I'm kind of idiotic like that, and I was perfectly fine with what I had, but I too very terribly not complacent with my situation. I would surely love to be in a better spot than I am now, trust me. I would love to have ass loads of fucking money and all the cars and motorcycles and houses and watches that I would like to have. And now you say, watches you say? Yes, I have a mini watch collection. It consists of 3 watches, but I like watches. Do I have one on my desk? Oh, I do. Here's my first watch. It's a, I don't know what year, what model. Nico Leonard hit me up, tell me what this watch is. All I know is that it's a Citizen diver's watch in stainless steel. I want to say it's a 40 mil. I don't know nothing about watches. All I know is that the hands, these here, and all the little ticks to show you the time glow in the dark because it's a diver's watch and you kind of need to be able to see what time it is whenever you're down. As far as this thing can go. This thing says it can go down to up to 200 meters, which I have Googled before. It's 656.31 feet, if I remember right. Now, if you'll excuse me for this little interruption to bring forward to you a Kleenex with snot in it. Oh, yeah, y'all just saw my ass. I don't give a fuck. I'm a flat asser. Not a flat earther, I'm a flat asser, bitch. So that's how that is. Then, alright, well, there's this watch here, the Citizen Eco Drive Diver's watch. Picked it up at McPike's Pawn Shop in West Quincy, Missouri. That gives y'all a, like, almost exact location of where I am. I don't care. Jesus Christ. Citizen Eco Drive. I bought it at McPike's Pawn Shop for $75. This watch, brand new, is a $450 watch. It has been sized to me. I won't ever get rid of it. Yeah, it's a special watch. First watch, of course. I bought it back in March, February, maybe, something like that. Then I got a watch sitting over on my shelf below my TV, and that is a Hugo Junkers watch. I bought it for like $130, and it's valued at like $200. But I bought it because it matched my hoodie that I was wearing that day, and that's all I have to say. I was wearing my GR Toyota hoodie. I don't think I've ever worn that watch. Just like this watch here. I don't like I like looking at pretty watches, but I don't like wearing them because of how fucking... Here. I have a small wrist. And this is about to make my wrist look fucking tiny with how big the face on this fucker is. If I can get it open. Now, I know there's going to be some watch people saying, oh, he's right-handed, it needs to be on his left wrist. Go fuck off. I like my wrist on my right wrist. That didn't make sense. I like my watch on my right wrist, okay? But that's how this thing looks. There, it's legitimately, the face is almost the entire size, or the entire width of my wrist. It's a cool watch, don't get me wrong. It's just, I don't wear watches very often. If I do, it's whenever I'm going out for something kind of fancy. You know, just... But if I'm out dicking around on my motorcycle, I'm not going to wear a watch. At most, other than my helmet, my riding gloves, I'll have a backpack with me if I want to go get something to drink. But even then, I probably won't carry that much because I'm looking at buying a tank bag so I can have some storage on it, you know, just that sort of thing. Something that I talked about in the other video is the fact that I'm going to be buying a motorcycle. Oh shit, I forgot to tell y'all about one more watch that I'm technically not supposed to know about. So, back, it was literally about 2 weeks after my dad and I went to the pawn shops in West Quincy. I saw this. He bought it for me as a gift. Like, hey, kid, you're doing good in school. You're doing good at home. You're doing good at your job. Like, here's a gift. Even though I picked it out and it was there that day he bought it. But we went to another pawn shop over in Illinois, because we live like 30 or 35 minutes outside of Illinois. And that's across state lines, too. But anyway, we went over to Illinois to some of the pawn shops in the local town. And there was a place called Mike's Pawn Shop, or Mike's Pawn and whatever the fuck. and I saw this Movado Bold Black Series. It was a stainless band, like a very simple watch face, no ticking, no nothing, or like none. So what I'm trying to say is none of this bullshit here, like all of that, none of this. It was just a simple flat black watch. I'm like, that's cool. I want it. I'm gonna come back here with my paycheck and buy that watch. Is essentially what I said to my dad. So he took it upon himself to go back the day later, which he was off 2 days in a row from his job. He went back legitimately a day later and fucking bought the watch. Like, haha, bitch, I got you. You're not gonna buy the watch for yourself. I'm gonna buy it for you. And I was like, man, I wonder who bought it. Little did I know, he told me this summer, like, hey, you remember that watch, that Movado? I said, yeah. It's, there's a secret I really shouldn't tell you, but you kind of get it. He bought the watch for me for my graduation present. Keeping his family tradition alive, I guess. I'm not going to go into what his family tradition is, but it has something to do with watches. Another goal that I got for myself is, so upcoming riding season after this one is over and next year's has begun, I'm going to buy a bike. Another one. I know, like, oh, you just bought a motorcycle. I'm only using that to finish out the season. And then I'm more than likely going to sell it or do whatever the fuck I want to. Make it a dirt bike. Pull some C-Boys TV action. Instead of with an R6, it's with basically a Honda Grom. But anyway, I'm looking at 17, 18, or 19. This is years, by the way. 2017, 2018, or 2019 Honda CBR 600RR. I'm keeping that as an option. I sat, and I didn't test ride it, but I did sit on a 2023 Honda Rebel 500. Not saying I'm going to buy a 2023, because it's going to depreciate by $2,000 or $3,000 as soon as it goes off the lot like that. But anyway, it was like that. Rebel 500's in my range. I want to go up to 500 or 600cc bike for next year. Or another option is kind of another goal bike or dream bike, I guess, as you would call it. It's the KTM Duke 690 is what another one of my options are. And if I had to put them in, like, what I would want the most and what I would want the least out of the bunch, right now the CBR is definitely sitting at the top. I'm going to explain a little bit why. So, a buddy of mine, his name is Cameron, he has I want to say it's a 17 or an 18 CBR 600RR. I've sat on it once, and that's all it took to get me like, hey, kind of cool. Kind of like the hunched over, like, vroom, vroom, crotch rocket shit, you know? Stupid boy shit. Exactly what a 18-year-old needs as a sport bike. But what can I say? I like to go fast. I'm gonna blow my nose again. I feel like I'm fucking live streaming right now, and I'm not. I'm just filming a video that is over 35 minutes long. Because I'm ranting about shit and doing this. But, so there's that. Another goal that I talked about in the previous video, I guess, I'm not going to call them episodes, in the previous video, was buying my dream bike, my actual full-blown dream bike, the 2016 BMW S1000 RR. That, as you guys know, I said it in the previous video, go check it out, is a major dream bike for me because of the fact of most of my earlier videos, and not like these aren't early or anything in my YouTube career, but there's the game The Crew 2 that is on the channel a fuck ton. And actually I have a hard copy of it. This game right here. I know it doesn't show it correctly, but my go-to vehicle in this game is the BMW S1000RR that they have outside of the Harley Street Glide and the whatchamacallit, the Ducati Panigale from the touring car series. That bike. Like, those are my three main vehicles that I use a lot in that game. I want to say, mileage-wise, in-game, the Harley's the most because of how many times I've done that Harley-Davidson race in that game. Because it's like, with my points that I have, or my proof points that I have, put all that into money. So I'm making on extreme, or whatever the most, or the hardest difficulty is for that race, put it on there, my bike is fully maxed, as with all of my vehicles in that game, besides like the rally car, monster truck, and that thing. But that race gives you, with where I'm at in that game, $110,000 every 11 or 12 minutes, depending on how soon or how fast you complete the race. I've done it so many times that I know it by just not even looking at the screen, like just knowing my movements at that point on that map. I've played it so much. I've taken a break from it for like 6 months. I've played it maybe for an hour or two here and there, but other than that, I've been playing a fuck ton of Car X. But even then, I'm getting bored with that. I don't even play games that much anymore. Since my PC's broken, I can't play Forza. And my Xbox One sitting over here is busted. So, it's like, why? You know? I would, but I'm not. But that S1000RR, I'm gonna try and replicate my in-game bike, which is purple wrap, white wheels. And that, for me, I have set as a goal to achieve by my 20th birthday. I want it to be a birthday present to myself. Like, hey, you've done some real hard work out of high school. Let's go get our dream bike. You know, like, sense of achievement, sense of, like, holy shit, we're doing something. That is what I'm looking for with that bike. Like, all my success, all of my hard work, all my blood, sweat, and tears have gone to this point. Yeah, maybe an inanimate object, but as somebody that rides on a daily basis, and I legitimately mean on a daily basis, every morning I go to school on my motorcycle. I go and fuck around on my motorcycle on a daily basis unless I have to fucking work. That's it. Even then I go and dick around after work for like 30 minutes and just go rip around town. Who gives a fuck? Am I causing anybody harm? No. Let's see. Long-term goals. Those are just some short-term goals. Long-term, by the time I'm 30, I want to be able to financially buy a house. Like, I'm talking, they recommend 15 to 20% down on a house. I'd like to ideally put down anywhere between 30 to 45% on a house, valued at 250 grand to 300 grand. I know you're talking like, holy shit, that's a fuck ton of money. But if everything goes according to the way I want it to, which I guarantee it won't. But in a perfect world, by the time I'm ready to buy a house, I would have all of that money, plus more, in my bank account just to go and put a down payment on a house. Like, for instance, 30 or 20% or 25% of 300 grand is $75,000. Now, y'all do that fucking math. It's a lot of fucking money. Now, granted, if I find a house that I like and I can only put 15 to 20% down, am I going to do it? Oh, fuck yeah. Because if it's a house that I'm looking for, where I want at least 2 or 3 bedrooms and a garage so I can work on my bikes and my cars, fuck yeah. That's exactly what I would like. And there's the little shitheads. After that long-term goal, by the time I'm 40, everybody says it. Nobody does it. But I would like to be a part of that 1 or 2% that actually does. I'd like to have $1 million sitting in my bank account. I know it sounds unrealistic, all of this, all of that. So, $1 million in the bank account by the time I'm 40, I did the math. Starting at the age of 20, I would have to put away about $46,000 or $47,000 a year, somewhere in there. But that's without investing in the stock market either. I don't want my net worth to be $1 million. I want it to be in my bank account so I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. There's $1,000 right there. 10, 100, $1 million. I want to see 7 digits in my bank account by the time I'm 40 fucking years old. And as far as the channel, can I quote Russell Wilson? Let's ride. Simple as that. Like, let's ride, man. Let's see where this thing takes us. Now, granted, I'm not going to have the time most of the time. Even though I am all 3 days in a row, my dad's also off typically on Mondays and Tuesdays, if not Mondays. But it's going to be that I'm going to try my best. Winter is going to be back to video games and doing that sort of thing. If I'm not out dicking around in the snow. And I would like to bring y'all some moto vlogs. Since I do wear the brain bucket, I'd like to have a GoPro attachment right here. I'm going to try and buy one of my dad's GoPros off of him. Have that there. Have it set up inside of the helmet. Do some moto vlogs before the end of the season. Next video is gonna be more than likely talking about the MEPS process that I went through. But this video is almost 45 minutes long, and I don't edit. So this video is gonna go up tomorrow, more than likely. Even though I do work, it's nothing like, oh, hey, dipshit. Set a reminder for yourself to upload your, basically, podcast. Ranting. Hey, that's what we'll call this episode. Defenders of the Heartland, episode 2. Yeah, David and Kelsey are no longer, like, doing the podcast. They kind of just flaked out and said they didn't really want to do it anymore. I've been half-assedly searching for another co-host. Or maybe I can just put out a video like this once a week by keeping the Defenders of the Heartland name. At this point, that name legitimately means nothing, since my life has shifted from going in the conservation world and doing that thing to back to where it was. where I'm wanting to do dumb shit with my homies, and ride bikes and drive cars and play video games like what this channel was made on, instead of shifting its focus to conservation podcast. Like, yeah, Drew Lopez is that one conservation podcast that kind of rips off Meat Eater. Now it's nothing more than a name that has stuck with me. I was thinking about making a hoodie, like my COD podcast hoodie. Shout out Dawson, what's up? But really, that's it. Thank y'all. Bye bye.